Don't be looking at my hair back there. It looked like it's on camera. It don't look good right now, but trust me, it's coming along very well. I used to like, for real, my hair used to be really spotty. Um, but I have this product that allows my hair to grow. So I need to adjust this here a little bit. Apartheid. Okay, we are going to get started here in just a second. How's everybody doing today? Oh, my voice is cracked. I wasn't even saying it. It is Monday. Somebody was talking to me today. It was like, man, the month is almost over. It's Monday. Things are really moving fast. That's just the way life seems to be going right now. Everything is just at a fast pace. It's crazy, isn't it? Really, really crazy. Okay. And we are on a few different we're on a few different platforms. Matter of fact, let me get some music started. We're on a few different platforms, so we're gonna get started here in just a second. I just have to do some maintenance work. Apartheid. 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 Man, what was it? Apartheid. Apartheid. I hate spell check. I hate spell check with a passion. It's supposed to be all this technology to now you go. It's supposed to be all this technology to enhance our life, and sometimes it just does not do what it's supposed to do. Okay, so we're just gonna do it like that for now, and then I'm gonna type it in a little bit later. Actually, I can do it from my computer. So the question is today, we're talking about apartheid. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I have for years have been very clueless to what apartheid is. I mean, like, had no idea. If y'all can hear me, let me know. If not, let me know that too. Can y'all hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2. I guess I need to check all of the sound levels and everything like that so I can see, because sometimes people will not tell you nothing. They ain't gonna say nothing to you. You will do a whole podcast and they won't say nothing. You won't have no sound. Okay, it does like I have sound. So cool. So we're talking about apartheid. I hope I'm saying it right. Apartheid. So I always heard about apartheid like when I was like growing up in school and stuff like that. I heard little things about it, but I had no idea about what it was. But you know what? That's my um ignorance, because I heard of Nelson Mandela. We heard of Nelson Mandela, and we heard that this man had a struggle. Yes, I heard about that. Now it's all coming back to me. I heard I was like, man. But my thing was, I mean, honestly, we was too busy dealing with stuff right here in America to be concerned about like what was going on over there. I almost like being spoiled almost like, yeah, like dang. We ain't gotta worry about what's going on over there. Like, dang, I know it's bad here, but dang, at least it ain't like it is over there. Like that was kind of like my attitude. That's a sucky ass attitude, but I mean that's kind of how I could kind of see like how like this whole thing could play on like us as people, because we'll be like, man, I'm glad that shit ain't happening to me over there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm over here, I'm overseas. Like I heard about Africa and stuff like that, and we heard about the marches in Mandela. It's like even rappers was trying to tell us like free Africa. We used to wear the medallions, and it just became like a symbol. Because we wasn't really trying to hear that shit. Like we wouldn't try to hear that shit. And I'm gonna tell you like how I know like we wouldn't try to hear that shit as a people, because we started going up like the gangster rap. And gangster rap was saying shit about what was going on in Africa. Gangster rap like really dealt with like what was going on here in America. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. Like we always like we were like, shit, it's going down over here. You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't really worried about what was going on over there. And then like I kind of see that makes me understand more like why Africans will be uppity to us like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they got on now to where like we can travel the world, we can have 4 or 5 different languages. You know what I'm saying? We evolved further than y'all as a people, because y'all used to look down on us, but now we here we more higher. You know what I'm saying? So I can kind of see that now. That kind of talking about stuff, it makes stuff make sense. Stuff that you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. But I've never really dove into like this apartheid thing. I've heard about it, like, yeah, it's a word. I don't know what the fuck. I know racism here. I know that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't complain. I'm not sitting complaining. I'm not sitting there trying to point things out. Like I'm not a victim. I'm trying to play victim card. None of that. I'm just mentioning the name racism. Sometimes with black people, we can't even mention the name racism. We're like, what? What do you mean? But it's just something I experienced yesterday. Racism is here. Like, oh my God, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's live. But like I said, that's not what this podcast is about. Not here in America. Like, because this apartheid thing is crazy, y'all. Like, OMG. That's all I have to say, y'all. Like, and I want to play this because somebody had came to me and said, like, you need to start talking about like stuff with like Africa and what's going on and stuff like that. And this is a good example of like what's going on like across the world and things like that, like in Africa. And we really do need to start taking a look at this stuff, because honestly, it makes a lot of sense. Like the stuff you see going on today in today's world, like this makes a lot of sense. And if you don't think that it can happen like here, like you really need to pay attention, like seriously. So what I'm going to do is I am going to play this video. Let me get this video uploaded, and y'all tell me what y'all think. If you would like to support, leave a site where you can like scan it, or I'm going to cash out where you can kind of cash at me. If you want to support the podcast, that will be awesome. You know what I'm saying? So it helps out getting things done, buying equipment and stuff like that. As you can hear, this is a really good sounding podcast, right? The video is good. It's going to get better. You know what I'm saying? But the sound, that takes a lot. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It takes a lot for me to be able to bring this to you at this high quality. So I hope everybody likes it. And then, okay, so let me play this video. And then, like I said, okay, cool. I just want to make sure I have the vocals. So let me make sure. Okay, so here I'm gonna play this video. I want y'all to take a look at it, and you can comment too, because I can leave comments up here. Matter of fact, as the video plays, I'm gonna leave comments as far as how you can support my podcast, so you can see more videos like this. I'm telling y'all, we need to learn, and I can be that person who help y'all and explain to y'all something in a way that you could understand. Okay, so that's important for people who can bring to you topics and issues on a level you can understand, who can also talk to younger people and talk to older people. It can bridge that gap. So I'm just saying, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm important in this media thing. So let's roll with it. Let's support. Let's like, let's share, let's all of that, right? And I look good on camera. That's a bonus. So here we go. Check it out. Apartheid, explain 101. Yeah, it's crazy.
What is apartheid? How did it start and how did it end? Translated from Afrikaans, apartheid means apartness, and it was a series of laws that divided people in South Africa by their race. In the 1940s, more than 80% of South Africa's population was black, but the ruling government was all white. After winning an election in 1948, believing their race was superior and wanting to preserve it, the Afrikaner National Party put in place laws that segregated white and non-white South Africans. People had to be registered to one of four racial groups and were forced to live in areas assigned to their race.
Are y'all seeing this? Now, y'all think racism was bad in America. That man just said that and the way it was in Africa, you had to be divided into four groups of people. Man, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this one more time so y'all can see what they're talking about. Yeah, look, that's just like white and black. How they had it separated, but it was worse in Africa. Listen, watch.
And it was a series of laws that divided people in South Africa by their race. In the 1940s, more than 80% of South Africa's population was black, but the ruling government was all white. After
most of it, I'm sorry, I mean stop it. He's what he's saying is that when they first tracked this thing, obviously most of the black people in Africa was black. These colonizers came in, like how Kendrick said, came in and said, no, this is our shit. All that beautiful shit y'all got, them lands, them, all of that. No, this is our shit, actually. That's what he said. That's crazy.
Divided people in South Africa by their race. In the 1940s, more than 80% of South Africa's population was black, but the ruling government was all white. After winning an election in 1948, believing their race was superior and wanting to preserve it, the Afrikaner National Party put in place laws that segregated white and non-white South Africans. People had to be registered to one of four racial groups and were forced to live in areas assigned to their race. More than 80% of land was given to less than 20% of the population. Many black Africans were forced out of their homes. They weren't allowed to own land and weren't recognised as citizens of South Africa. Black people had separate schools and separate buses, and interracial marriage was made illegal, even though it was popular amongst the white minority of the population.
Look, they didn't have a Martin Luther King movement, so to speak, a Rosa Parks movement where, okay, you can ride the bus. You see how dude just told him, nah, you ain't finna get on the bus. That's the shit they was going through. That's oh my God. We're gonna watch that. That's crazy. Look how he just
out of their homes.
Pushed them off.
They weren't allowed to own land and weren't recognised as citizens of South Africa. Black people had separate schools and separate buses, and interracial marriage was made illegal, Even though it was popular amongst the white minority of the population, apartheid faced resistance from the beginning, particularly from the African National Congress, a political group led in the 1950s by Nelson Mandela. In 1960, a massive peaceful protest at Sharpeville ended with police opening fire, killing 69 people. The massacre sparked protests around the world, and the government was condemned by the United Nations. But back in South Africa, activist groups like the African National Congress were made illegal. And in 1962, after 17 months in hiding, Nelson Mandela was arrested and sent to jail. The 1980s were the most violent years of apartheid.
That's what that was all about.
Anti-apartheid.
I never understood what that was all about. Why Nelson Mandela went to jail. I would hear these stories like, oh, he went to jail. Like, I wonder what he went to jail for. This, and you would wonder, but like I said, like things were so moving so much, and I don't know if that would be an excuse, but things were moving so much here in the States. Like I just didn't have time. That's not even an excuse, but to really figure out what was going on over there. Like that's what a lot of us, because I don't know if anybody watches the podcast can honestly say, yeah, we knew what was going on over there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real about it, So this is really eye-opening to see just what transpired during these times. And it just blows my mind. So let's just watch a little bit more of it. If you liking this, just support it. Like we all getting our taxes. Like send me something to make sure that a lot of people send me like stories that they want me to cover, things about their life, and it can help other people out. But in order to keep this stuff going and for me to learn this technology and get bigger and grow, I need people to help support. So it doesn't cost. I mean, it's going to cost you a little bit, but not nothing. So you spend that money in the club buying a drink. Like send me $20, something, $10, $5, anything helps out to keep things going. All right, so here we go.
Joined forces to create the United Democratic Front, which pushed to end apartheid, while the government, often violently, pushed back.
Hundreds were forced to flee when the police retaliated with tear gas.
Throughout the decade, protests in South Africa and around the world chipped away at the government.
South Africa needs Nelson Mandela. The world needs Nelson Mandela.
In 1990, Nelson Mandela and other activists were released from prison, and in 1991, the apartheid laws were abolished. Just 3 years later, South Africa held its first multiracial election, meaning everyone could vote. And in 1994, Nelson Mandela became the country's first black president.
The people of South Africa have spoken in this election. They want change, and change is what they will get.
Every year on the 16th of December, South Africans commemorate the Day of Reconciliation. It's a day that was important to both Afrikaner and Black South African cultures, and now represents reconciliation and national unity. Hey guys, thanks for watching the...
Oh, that's it right there. Like I said, that is really eye-opening. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. So that's really eye-opening. I just wanted to show everybody that video. There we go. So we figuring this stuff out. We're getting better. But like I said, support that helps out to get things the way they're supposed to be and make sure that we grow and stuff like that. So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks to everybody for tapping in. If you have a podcast you want to see me do, tap in. The information at the bottom. If you want to support, you want to donate, you want to watch me on other platforms, you can. And I would definitely appreciate that. Okay, cool. So thank y'all for. There we go. Y'all see all that? So yeah, we on that level. So all right, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for watching.